The hardest impact of COVID-19 was just the uncertainty of it all. We're very much a business that is built on someone coming in store. We didn't have at that time a big online profile. It was a very daunting time.
We had no idea that we were going to be closed at all. And when it hit, that was just a shock to everybody. We had to make some big changes.
We experienced a lot of setbacks due to some of our vendors not being able to provide us with the supplies that we needed, and we had issues with shipping, handling, as well as customer service. What kept us going during the pandemic is our customers and our community. They've been extremely supportive to us during the past year.
With the Comcast Rise program, we were selected to get a tech makeover, and that's going to help us implement new technology in the office so patients can check in quicker and faster as well as easier.
The services that we've gotten through Comcast are going to propel our business by brand recognition, name recognition. We're from this community, so being able to kind of get our name out there, I think is something that Comcast has helped us out with immensely.
The services that are being offered to our company through the Comcast Rise program will help us create more content, be able to upload our videos a lot faster, and with the tech makeover, we'll be able to have the new equipment as well as the internet bandwidth to run our videos the way that we need to and to handle our customer service a lot more efficiently. This program will actually help me scale my company so that I can go to greater heights that I normally wouldn't reach.
I'm honored to be a Comcast Rise recipient.
Thanks, Comcast.
Together we rise.
My name's Derek Seaver, President and CEO of the San Jose Chamber of Commerce, and it is with great pleasure that I am presenting the San Jose Chamber's 2022 Innovation Award to the City of San Jose for their work in creating the Alfresco program during the COVID-19 pandemic. This award recognizes a leader that, within the past year, has demonstrated the innovative spirit that makes San Jose and Silicon Valley a world leader in forward-thinking policies that lift up people around the globe. To accept the award on behalf of the city, we are excited to be joined by Blage Zalalich, Deputy Director of Business Development for San Jose's Office of Economic Development. Blage is here representing the large team of individuals at the city who worked tirelessly during the worst days of the pandemic to bring a critical and innovative lifeline to so many small businesses. We have all seen the Alfresco program by now. By utilizing private parking lots, public sidewalks and streets, parklets, and even closing some roads that we long drove on, this program has allowed hundreds of restaurants, retailers, and service providers to continue providing services in a safe manner to their loyal customers. It is no overstatement to say the work the city did on this initiative was a lifesaver for so many small businesses. And now it is also not an overstatement to say that all residents of San Jose have grown to truly enjoy and value the 300 days of sun we get every year and continue to utilize Alfresco even now when the pandemic is fading. Blage, on behalf of the San Jose Chamber of Commerce, our board of directors, and most especially all the San Jose businesses who benefited and continue to benefit from Alfresco, I am pleased to present you with this year's Innovation Award. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Derek. On behalf of the City of San Jose and all of the staff that worked on this initiative, we are very honored to accept this award.
Thank you so much, and thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Absolutely.
You know, I think for the folks listening, and this is going out to the Chamber's membership, you know, I think what they'd really like to know a little bit about is just how the initiative came together, you know, all the different moving parts that took place here at the city to make that happen, and even what some of the challenges were in getting that together. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So it was really an initiative that came forward through Mayor Liccardo and Councilmember Dev Davis in May of 2020 when they saw that most of the health regulations that were needed and issued by Santa Clara County were either businesses had to close down or there was reduced indoor capacity. And so they brought forward this directive to staff that said, let's try to figure out how we can help our businesses. Let's see if we can expand business operations out into the public right-of-way. So whether that was into on-street parking spaces, whether that was to streets close to vehicular traffic, whether that was into parking lots on private property, or parks, city parks, and or actually even on the top of some of the city-owned garages and city-owned parking lots. So we really went pretty fast and furiously between June and September of 2020 and issued 5 emergency declarations.
Wow.
Each one of those needs a council memo, and if anybody's ever written a council memo, you know how tough it is to pump out 5 council memos in that short a time and get something to City Council for their approval. But the staff in multiple departments, there were 8 departments involved, the staff in the departments were committed because they knew that it was the right thing to be doing for our businesses at a time when businesses in San Jose were really struggling. And so it is with pleasure that I accept this award, but it's clearly not only on behalf of the Office of Economic Development. We had our colleagues in the Public Works Department, the Office of Cultural Affairs, the Police Department, the Fire Department, the Department of Transportation, the City Attorney's Office, and the Public Planning, Building, and Code Enforcement that were also very much involved in this effort, along with our colleagues in Parks and Rec.
That's
as well.
awesome. It sounds like the City Council as well. It's a,
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, that's awesome. And I think obviously a true team effort, and that adds, I think, to the meaning of an innovation award and how that really comes together. And I also can't say I have not yet utilized the ones on top of the city parking garages, but I'll have to definitely get on
That was actually, there's nothing on top of the city parking garage anymore. We had the folks at the, on the roof, they did cinemas, Camera 3 cinemas over last summer, where they had about a 9-week run of outdoor movies on the top of the 3rd and San Carlos garage, which was great.
That's awesome, and I do remember that. That's good stuff. And I think it has become such a popular program. I think another question that folks had is, what does the future of Alfresco look like now that maybe that immediate need has somewhat passed? And really just any other lessons that the city learned from the pandemic that we can put the pandemic behind us and move forward with some of those new lessons.
Yeah, I think what we learned is that people really enjoy being outside, and it took a pandemic to get more people to want to do parklets, let's say in the parking spaces in front of their stores and restaurants, or it took a pandemic, unfortunately, for us to see the value of closing, San Pedro Street, let's say, or Post Street downtown on a regular basis. But I think that's one of the silver linings that has come out of the pandemic. There are a few silver linings, and certainly the Alfresco Initiative is one of them. We did have a program that helped businesses establish parklets before the pandemic, but I think we learned a lot about cost and learned a lot about what is possible and what makes sense through this experience. And so what we're doing right now is helping those businesses transition from their temporary alfresco parklets into the city's permanent program so that we would have them out there. We have a grant program that is going to help them to do that. We're also working very closely with the Knight Foundation and Steinberg Hart Architects. They're doing some work that's going to help to streamline the costs associated with both design and installation materials for those parklets. And with respect to the closed streets that have been very successful on Post Street and in San Pedro, we actually just today at council, they voted to extend the closure of San Pedro Street until June of 2023. And during that time, we are going to be working to bring forward some design options and some cost estimates on what it would be to keep San Pedro closed potentially permanently. And also at the same time doing a pilot on the weekends to close Post Street back up for pedestrians, enjoyment only, and we'll see how that goes over the next year.
That's awesome, and we get some breaking news today too. I like that. So that's
breaking news.
Yeah, and the silver linings message is great, and again, glad I think on behalf of all of our members that we're at that point. So, Blaggy, I know to you, your entire team, and all the different departments and folks here at the city, once again, congratulations on the award, and thank you so much for what you did on this program and so much more to keep our business running during the pandemic. So
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our pleasure.